All right.
All right, so that's it. So let's bring Dwight in, and he'll go a little deeper on some of the more rules. There's definitely a lot in this game, a lot of deep things, a lot of strategy things. I think you're going to have a ton of fun with. So Dwight, do it.
Hey. All right, hey guys. So let's just go in.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's just hop in.
Yeah. All right, so Brian did a great job at Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Am I talking too fast?
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about the Mandalorian. Now, gameplay for both the Pro and the Premium have been revealed via Dead Flip's pinball stream on Twitch. And we finally got a pretty good idea with what is going on with this game. Thankfully, I waited to do this video until the Pro was fully revealed. Just watching the Pro video, I noticed immediately that you could actually tell that there's callouts going on, and there's a lot of callouts there that weren't there during the Premium reveal stream. I was very happy to see these callouts put in, as it just changed the whole dynamic of the game itself. First and foremost, let's talk about the Playfield shots right now, and I want to talk about the ramps in particular. On the Premium, there's actually 4 ramps if you count the right scoop ramp that's retractable. It's that little ramp that goes up and down, up and down. And after watching several hours of video, I'm actually convinced, believe it or not, that the layout is quite possibly the weakest part of this pin. But I just feel like the artwork, the light show, and even the rules are very strong points to this pin early on. The analogy I've been making, it's almost as if a Keith Elwin pin is like a sleek sports car that just rides super nice, this pin is like a giant truck that's jacked up on those huge ass wheels. You know it's going to be fun, however, you know it's also going to be a bumpy ride at the same time. And that is exactly how I would describe Mandalorian right now. So let's talk about these ramps right now. Both the left and the right ramps seem like they shoot fairly smoothly, with that right helix ramp kind of rattling a little bit, but that left ramp in particular seems like it shoots very smooth. What I find interesting in this pin, without the ramps being symmetrical, you'll find that the time frame in which the ball returns back to your flipper varies from ramp to ramp. This may not seem significant to some of you out there, but to me, it definitely is significant in the sense that I actually went so much of a nerd direction that I sat here and I timed how long it took for that ball to go up a ramp and back to a flipper. And that time I found the sweet spot for the left ramp was right around 2.2 seconds, while that right helix ramp was right around 1.5 seconds. With over a half a second variance in terms of how the left and the right ramp return, it definitely will be a little bit difficult to get a general flow going on this game. At least that's how I feel. The Razor Crest ramp, or that ramp right up in the middle in particular, is a little worrisome to me. There seemed to be a lot more rattled shots than what I expected. It mostly occurred whenever you're shooting from the left flipper. However, I did notice that several times from the right flipper that there were still rejects anywhere from the Razor Crest target itself or even at the very top of that center ramp. And because of that, I'm not really a big fan of that Razor Crest target. It just feels like it's just in the way most of the time, more than anything else. I just saw the ball hitting it. I saw the ball getting deflected. I saw the ball doing that rattling thing as it was just going right through that Razor Crest target. And that shot in particular, I noticed that it wasn't even consistent with the feed when it did make it all the way around, as oftentimes the ball would just kind of plop back down to the playfield. And sometimes it would feed smooth back to the flipper. Other times it would just kind of rattle on down that orbit. And a few times it actually got hung up on the spinner on its way down. Definitely just kind of a weird shot at times. But in theory, that shot should be fairly smooth. And that brings me to the scoop ramp. Now, here's the thing with the scoop ramp. I love the idea of it, but that area, I am not so sure about the execution of that area in general. It's almost like it's the Bermuda Triangle of this pinball machine. It's the most chaotic area of the entire game, and I feel like all of that was unintentional. We'll start with the scoop itself. Now, there's nothing wrong in particular with the scoop, But what I find wrong with it is once it does go up that scoop, it comes up with such speed and such force that we saw a lot of air balls coming off that wire form. And there was multiple times that this happened to where that ball just pulled a Superman and just went straight off, flying right off that wire form, just going into the nether region or the nether realm of the bottom half of the playfield. Other times, whenever that scoop ramp was up, then you had to deal with the horseshoe shot. And let me tell you, that shot is just, I don't get it. I don't think I saw any consistent feeds at all coming out from that shot. Sometimes it was going to the right flipper. Sometimes it was going down the middle. Sometimes it was going to the left flipper. Sometimes it was going to the left sling. Sometimes it was even going to the top of the left sling. And sometimes it just kind of rattled up there and just kind of trickled down the right orbit. Not consistent at all. And that's the tough part. With the Pro, you don't have to worry about the wire form, but with the Pro, you've got to worry about that you don't have that scoop shot or that scoop ramp. So therefore, you're just going to constantly be going around that horseshoe and balls are just going to be flying all over the place. But if that's your thing and you don't mind hitting a shot as you intended to hit it, and then the ball just goes out of control, then yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun with this pin. I'm going to be real with you guys. I actually prefer the mini playfield that's on the Pro over the movable upper playfield on the Premium and LE. The upper playfield to me, I'm not really into it that much. I mean, yes, it does this, it moves up and down, but at the end of the day, it's just 6 targets that are just in this little horseshoe shape up top. And to me, I don't know how much fun I'm going to be able to have with 2 large flippers and just 6 targets right in front of me while I'm just batting the ball back and forth and hoping that it hits certain targets up there. In some of the spots too, it seemed pretty frustrating as well that whenever the ball did drain out, there was really no punishment for draining off that upper playfield. Instead, the ball would just come back to your right flipper and then you would hit it back up the left ramp and you would just kind of repeat this process over and over again until you finally completed that encounter. And because of this, it actually caused some jarring parts to the gameplay in which you would kind of come out of the encounter on the LCD screen and the music and the mood would just change. And then as soon as you hit that ramp again, you would go right back into it. And it was just kind of one of those things to where you were basically ping-ponging back and forth on the LCD screen and overall whatever was going on in the game at that time. That being said, I really feel like the mini playfield version on the Pro looks like it has the potential to be more fun simply because it just has 1 flipper and it's a little bit different mechanic as well. I don't mind the static playfield as much, and I almost think that if you put a mini flipper up there as well, that it could actually make it pretty challenging and a lot more fun than just using the normal size flipper. But I will admit I could just be batshit crazy too, and that might make it way too hard to play up there. The orbits seem like clean shots for the most part, although they could be a little bit tight. One of my concerns is the up post up top. It just seemed like a lot of the time whenever the ball did get hit at the right orbit, that up post would come up and the intention was for the ball to go down into the child rollovers. But then a lot of the times it felt like that the ball was not even going over the rollovers and that it would end up actually going to where the D is. And as a result, that ball would just kind of trickle back down the middle towards your flippers. But what I am encouraged by is that there is huge potential in terms of having a rule set that makes the rollovers relevant. I would like to see coders really take chances in the future to look at these rollovers and have them do something other than just bonus multiplier. And I think Dwight is on the right track when he made those rollovers be mystery awards. All right, let's talk about some of the features to this game. I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't really see a need for the magnet. Whenever I did see the ball get caught and the ball would just go all over the place, it didn't really seem like that would be actually satisfying as a player to watch that happening up top. Obviously, it was answered, Grogu does not move at all. I get where they're coming from to where they want us to suspend belief that we have to believe that this little static doll in the corner of the playfield is using the force. However, it's just kind of just standing there just like this, and we're supposed to believe that without it blinking, without it moving, that it's just randomly doing the force. So I don't know, it just comes off a little strange, almost like a possessed little goblin in the upper left-hand corner that its disembodied figure just happens to make the ball stop. Although I see the magnet on the playfield. And apparently he just does not like using the force when he's on the Pro version. Animations overall looked excellent, I thought. I really liked the touches that they had to where it was daytime, it was dusk, it was dawn, it was nighttime. All of that was really awesome. I felt like the information was easy to understand. It was well conveyed to the player. The instant info screen is actually pretty cool, as it's just sitting there to where you can flip through it on your screen, but it looks like it's almost in a little screen within a screen. So that part for me was actually a pretty cool little touch. I love the idea of being able to see information on the screen, but gain additional information that I want to look for in the instant info screen. The other part that was interesting, it seems like Mandalorian is going to have some RPG elements with the armory, with the Beskar, with adding on everything to your character to get different power-ups in the game. And this part is actually the most intriguing part of the whole game itself and has some serious potential for either this game or in the future. My only complaint on this, it seems like Mando's armor is still stuck in the old school armor. What I would love to see is that throughout the game, you're able to upgrade to the point to where it looks like the Season 2 armor. You know, that really sleek, flashy Beskar armor. Now, in my initial assessment of the first stream, I felt like the callouts were off as there was no characters on it. I felt like Carl Weathers' character was just robotic in his delivery.
Welcome to the Foundry. Use it wisely. That was a great ball.
However, there was a noticeable difference with the pro stream, as there was many other callouts from the TV show added in, and the game felt much more complete just hearing that. So that'll about wrap it up for this video. This pin, obviously, I think it's going to be fun. However, I think it's going to be some rough patches along the way. I feel like the artwork looks great. I feel like the rule set has serious potential, and I feel like this layout is a solid above average layout. But I think at the end of the day, when I do finally get to flip it, I think the pin itself will be fun just for those reasons, with the theme, with the integration, with the lights, with the sound. I feel like all that will really add to the immersion of the pin itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly do appreciate it, and it would help this channel a ton if you just leave a like down below. If you got a comment, if you want to say anything, agree, disagree, let me know in the comments down below. Until next time, I'll see you later, guys.